Well, greetings, business mathematics students. This is Mr. Doucette. This is week number 4 in our 8-week course in business math, Bus20 here at Norco College. And this week, you're going to be looking at probably two of the more difficult as well as more important chapters in this particular course, and that is chapter 10 and 11 on simple interest and compound interest and present value. And those are the topics you'll be looking at. Simple interest is just figuring out how much interest a loan is going to earn over a period of time uh, based off of the same amount of interest being granted every year or every month or however often you are compounding it. And it's based on time. So we'll be looking at a different formula this week that uses the same as the portion formula, but it has a time component to it. And that's just simple interest, where compound interest is a little bit different. It's basically interest on your interest. And that's where it becomes powerful because every time that you earn interest, it's added to your principal. And then the next time you compound interest, you're compounding interest not only on your original principal, but now the additional interest. So it continues to compound, and at some point it really takes off and grows. And then present value is the same thing. It's just looking at, what I already know what I want in the future, but what do I need to invest today to have that in the future? And that is what present value problems solve. So this is a very important week. I highly encourage you to not use the formula, but rather just use the tables provided for you by your textbook. These tables don't change like the percentage method of payroll does. So you can use the ones in your book, you can use the ones I provide, but it just makes it a lot simpler. And this is an easy way to figure out compound interest because you still have to figure out how many times it's going to compound and what the interest rate is versus, you have to find that out anyway, whether you use the tables or whether you use the formula. And if you've not been very experienced in math or algebra, it's just a lot easier to use the table. So all of the problems I've solved are using the tables. If you want to try the formula, please do, but just note that most students who do, I would say less than 50% get the answer correct. They get it close most cases, but not correct. So just keep that in mind, but you're welcome to do whichever you desire, but I recommend using the tables that are provided. So I'm going to go ahead and move to our class, and I'm going to show you kind of looking at this week. So let me get rid of that. And let me go over here to dashboard. I don't know if you can see that or not yet, but once I get it up, I will show you. So let's see, we're in module number 2 for one more week. And let me share my screen there in case you're not seeing it. All right, here we go. So we are in module number 2, week number 4. So here we are. And this week, by the way, ends our second module as well as you have your first exam. So as you look here at what we're looking at, there's the announcement video you're watching. Make sure you read the README first and the Help Sienna and mark these both as done. And I would highly recommend working through the study pages on each of these chapters so that you understand how to utilize the formulas that are provided. There is a formula sheet right here, and that formula sheet does include the tables that you would use for compound interest. So if you scroll down, here's the simple interest formula, and then here are the compound interest tables and present value tables. And then there's the formula as well. If you want to try and use the formula, you're welcome to try. But my point being is the tables are just much easier. They basically do the math for you already. Once you get the amount of periods and the interest rate that will be calculated each time it compounds, then you go to the table, the factor it gives you the same thing as if you did the algebra. So anyway, that's the first thing I would encourage you to do is make sure you read through the study pages. Now on those study pages, once again, I do have a video of me working out some of these problems. I think these videos are a little better. There's a new video here of me doing it. And then I don't have a new one that's on chapter 10. So I have a video of me working through some of these problems, and I would just select the new one. I think the quality is a little better, but I'm going to be redoing them all again here in the near future because they just weren't done well, and I'm getting a little better at it. So, and then here on chapter 11, I actually do have new videos. These were from a couple of years ago. The older videos are from maybe 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. So anyway, make sure you watch those if you're having any trouble or any difficulty understanding the concepts. And then, of course, you have then your check-in assignment on simple interest. You're going to be helping Sienna solve some problems with her business. And if you get them to me by Thursday, I'll send you the answers. And if I can, I'll give you some feedback. And then you have a quiz. Now, I do give you the quiz and the midterm, and you still have the case study as well from last week. So I'm going to move that down, and I'm going to change that to complete case study. And this is the tax man. This is really all on the percentage method of payroll. But very important, the quiz, I know that I have a quiz, but really I want you to be able to work through some of the problems first before you jump into the midterm exam. And yes, the midterm exam covers everything from the first week all the way till now, so the first 4 weeks. But I think it's 30 questions, and but you will definitely have quite a few on chapters 10 and 11. And just note that's probably about 25% to 30% fill in questions. So, and many of these you already had in your previous quizzes. So, but they are fill in, they're not multiple choice. So be prepared that you will have to work them out to get your answer and then put in your best answer. The good news is when you're close, I usually will still give you credit, where if it's multiple choice, obviously you get no credit if you get it wrong. So if you get it wrong, but you're doing the fill in question, like I said, I can see where you went wrong and I can give you partial credit if you got it close or you did part of the problem correct. But anyway, that's your so then do your midterm exam. Give yourself plenty of time to do it. I don't think there's a time limit on it. If there is, I'll turn it off right now. There's no time limit right here, so no time limit. You have as much time as you need. But please don't, spend too much time because your internet might drop or have a episode and then you lose your work. So that's pretty much it for week number 4. This is kind of an important week. It's the halfway point in our course, and so make sure you go back and review all of your quizzes up to this point to make sure, especially those fill-in questions, because a lot of those I use the same fill-in questions that are in your quiz on the midterm exam. So make sure you review some of those, and you'll be more prepared to take the exam when you do. Same thing on the quiz here. There's fill-in questions here, but if you get it done early, I will give you the answers, and you'll have those ready when you go to take the midterm exam, how to work it out. So, all right, well, that's pretty much it for this week. If you have any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to meet me in my office hours. I'd be happy to meet with you. Online, I'm available on Thursdays. I'm on campus on Mondays and Wednesdays. Until then, have a great weekend.